If you had made the dash of the high limit race and you rolled the dice, would you have taken the number?
No, absolutely not. I actually tweeted, and I don't know if Kyle or Brad saw it. I'll probably talk to him Tuesday when I'm there. My biggest take on the Durst dice roll is nobody's gonna effing take it, right? Because it's stupid.
We've
Why
said that.
why the hell would you risk starting 1 or 2 for starting potentially 12th? But you don't know, right? Like, it's just the risk reward is 100% not there. And I love the idea. But if they take it like the way it is, it needs to be forced, right? Like, the dice are being rolled and you're going to be forced to do it. But my suggestion was 12,000 is the most a driver could make by starting 12th, right? Off the current model, 12 grand. That's what Durst has, I would say, committed. It's 12 grand. So instead of making it, you roll the dice and you could start 12th or you could start 7th and it's 7 grand. Instead of 1,000, make it 2 grand. And the first dice you roll is where you start. The second dice you roll is the multiplier. So it's 2 grand. If you roll the 1, well, you start on the pole and you get an extra 2 grand if you win. But if you roll the 6, you start 6th, and say you roll the 1, you still only get 2 grand to win. But if you roll 6, 6, you start 6th, you get the extra 12 grand.
Yeah, and you have no choice then to take it. It's automatic.
Yeah, no matter what, you start no worse than 6th place, which is a winnable position. Not that it's ideal. I'd rather start pole.
Everybody in the top 5 of the last time high limit race was
you're talking about
gained like 7-8
Sheldon
spots.
Haudenschild and Kyle Larson and Brent Marks and Anthony Macri. Like, I'm telling you right now, it's a hell of a lot easier to keep those guys behind you than it is to fucking pass them, because you're just you're not gonna pass them. Like, you spend 30 laps hoping they make a mistake and they don't. But starting 6th is winnable. I mean, hell, Brent won from 20th this past weekend, and who was it that ran second? The Outlaw Show.
Macedo.
Well, Macedo went dead last to second at the High Limit Show.
Yeah,
High Limit Show.
McFadden went 12th
yeah, you're right.
to second at Peevely. And so it's possible. Is it hard? For sure. I mean, it's way easier to keep them behind you than put them behind you. But I think the risk reward is way more there if the first dice is just where you start, 1 through 6. The second dice is your multiplier, because you could roll the 1 and start first, and you could roll the 6, which means you get an extra 12 grand. Guys are going to take that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably talk to Kyle and Brad about that. I think nobody's going to take the original deal, because it just makes no sense. Like, I'm not starting 12th for an extra 12 grand. Fuck that. Like, I'll take the 23 from the pole.
Right. Agreed. But let me ask you this: how many people roll the die though in your situation?
In my situation, I roll the die.
How many roll the die?
If which is very rare that a me, right, is going to be rolling the die, because I win. You're suggesting I win the dash.
No, right? Correct. No, but how many people are going to roll? Just the front 2?
Well, yeah, because that's all that's offered.
So, but if you go win the dash and you're on the pole of the feature, now you have to roll a die to now get moved to potentially 6th. Why would you go win the dash? Just finish 3rd.
The extra $12,000.
The extra $12,000 you might be able to make.
Potentially.
Because I could still start on the pole and get 12 grand extra.
But
whereas with the current model,
no, he said with his model you could. If you roll 1 on that, you could. Right. But that initial roll, if you roll 1, you just get the pole. You roll a second one. Now you're getting 12,000 for starting from the pole.
Because with my new model, I could start on the pole and get an extra 12 grand. With the current model, if I want that extra 12 grand, I have to start 12th. Which, I'm sorry, But at a high limit race with the quality of cars, you're not winning from 12. It's not happening. Right. Not realistically. I mean, maybe, it could happen.
A lot of things have to fall the right way.
Like everything has to happen perfectly. But with my model, you could start 6th for only $2,000 more, but you could also start on the pole for $12,000 more.
But if I did my job and I won my heat and I went and won the dash, and now you told me because of a dice roll I have to start 6 and it's only for $2,000
No, it's
more.
your option. It's your option to. You still get the option to roll the dice.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with my model, you get the option. But I think if they stick to their current model, they have to make it mandatory. The dice are being fucking rolled, baby.
Right.
Like it's happening, whether you like it or not.
What he's
you better hope you catch that invert.
What he's saying is his option is more enticing to make guys do it.
Well,
I think mine has a higher risk, higher reward. It actually makes it like it's going to make guys think,
if you will.
Do I want to do this or not? I could start 6th for $2,000 more, but I could start pole for $12,000 more. Whereas right now, if you start 2nd, you get $1,000 more. No, I have a 10 and 12 chance. Not even. I have an 11 and 12 chance of starting outside the front row for $3,000 to $12,000 more. No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just start with these guys behind me. Put out the. I'll fish slap this bitch off the front stretch every feature. Every lap. That's way easier. I think mine makes it like, I don't know. Maybe it's the gambler in me, but it makes people think. You could start first for $12,000 more. That's gonna make guys. Sunshine and Donnie were both no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But I know Sunshine.
Especially
if he could have started pole for $12,000 more, if that was an option, he probably would have thought about it.
Especially for a $50,000 race. I think we talked about this yesterday on our last show. For $50,000, there's no real. Who cares? But maybe for a $20,000 race, hey, I'll try to go for the extra 12. It might be a little more enticing for the I don't want to say smaller shows because they're still big purses to win, but not 50.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, are you asking if I'm starting in the front row? Because I don't care if it's the biggest race of the year, 20,000 to win for the year. If I'm starting in the front row, like I'm rolling the dice because fuck it, why not, right? Like I'm going to sell T-shirts because of it, and I'm probably not going to win whether I start first or 12. Like not that, like I go to every race going, I'm going to win this thing, but like realistically, like that full-time field that's running, like it doesn't really matter, like look at the All-Star race. There's a lot of good cars there, and Brent won it from 20th, not that he made him look stupid, but he made him look stupid. Like I texted Kayla, I said, "Dude, I don't know what you were doing, but Brent made you look stupid." And I've raced with Kale and Zeb for a long time, and like he made you look stupid. Not that you were bad, but like the dude won from 20th, so like there's no way you don't look a little bit stupid when you won the dash. And so for me, I'm taking that because I would love to start 12th for the extra $12,000, and it's easy to go, oh, I lost because I had to start 12. Like that's my out. But from a realistic, like trying to make it a better race is what they're trying to do. Is like make it racier. They want to make Kyle start as far back as they can. Right. And then him make us all look stupid because that's what will probably happen most of the time.
I think you touched on it right there. I said on the show, the last show, the only two guys taking the current deal are named Kyle Larson and Brad Sweet, because no one else is going to do it.
Brad only gets to run at most 3 of them, right?
Right.
Because
they're the only 2 guys that are going to take that deal because it's good for the promotion side.
So at the current deal, I agree. I think that's the only people taking it. And not that I'm not okay with that, but like Brad didn't start on the pole at Putnamville last year. Hell, honestly, like he barely beat me, at Putnamville last year, and we were good. I was in the dash.
Nice flex.
Yeah, I mean, but he also wrecked, and so did I. Me and Kyle both spun out at some point in the feature at Putnamville last year, and I want to say he finished 7th or 8th, and I finished 11th or 12th, maybe. I don't remember, but I do think it's really cool what they're doing, and I like the idea. I just think the reason they made it, you get to roll for free, basically, the first night, right, was because they knew that nobody in their right mind was taking that deal, right? That's a shit deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you could start 12 for 12 grand more. Maybe you get to roll the 2, but you only get 2 grand more if you roll the 2. Snake eyes is 1 in 12. That's shit. I don't know. It doesn't take a genius to realize those odds are horrible.
Yeah.
Looking back on it though, do you think that the choose cone and potentially the conditions of the racetrack or the racetrack could change some of that now that they've been through one of these?
Yes and no, and I'm not the greatest person to ask because I think the choose cone is a fucking absolutely horrible idea for auto racing because I don't know if you've noticed, but most guys in sprint car, midget, Silver Crown, not so much Silver Crown, but sprint car and midget racing have a serious problem figuring out where to line up. When you don't have a choice, right? And now you give them a choice. Oh God, I can't see anything but chaos.
It's awesome.
You're talking coming to the cone and trying to have guys pick.
Most guys don't even know what position they are when they get to the cone, let alone whether they get to choose inside or out. Yeah, I think you're better off just telling people where to freaking go.
Yeah, I disagree. As a fan, it's entertaining.
I think as a fan, it's entertaining, but as a, I've been on the racetrack when guys, you'll have 3 dudes 3 wide under caution, and the shit pisses me off because it's, they're gonna tell you where to go, right? But why are you trying to pass people under caution? You have guys shove in and trying to wreck each other under caution, for a position, and how can we have a choose cone when dudes can't even agree on if they're in 17th or 18th? That's my opposition to it. I think as a fan, it's a great idea. And if we as drivers weren't so stupid, it would be a great idea. But we're also arrogant and stuff that I don't see how it works, most of the time. It's enough of a struggle without a choose cone, when guys don't have a choice.